Hi friends, my name is Ashwini. I welcome you all today to my channel. I know most of you must be thinking, Ashwini, where were you for the past couple of months? And I just want to say, me must make you आज maternity leave enjoy के लिए. For those subscribers who do not understand Marathi, I was actually on a maternity leave from work. And from YouTube also I took it by choice because it was a whole new role and a whole new phase of life which I was really excited. It was a new phase and that's why I had to learn a lot of things and get adjusted, but it was the most exciting time of my life. And that is what actually inspired today's video, because for the past 6 months whenever I would speak about my birth process and how it has been going, I have noticed that there has been a lot of negativity associated with the birthing process. Probably it is because of the way media portrays how a delivery happens, or the way people talk about it. And I myself actually had a very positive experience while giving birth. I had a normal delivery, but otherwise, irrespective of that, I think I had actually trained my mind even before I went into the birthing process to know that whether it is a C-section, whether it is a normal delivery, I am going to enjoy that process. And that is what actually happened. And the way I did it was, I used to watch a lot of YouTube videos where people who actually had positive birth experiences would share that, and I thought, why not I make a video about my experience so that it would help others who are going to expect babies to know that this is going to be a wonderful process. It is definitely a very intense one, but it does not have to be the negative way it has been portrayed into the media. So I just thought I'll be a part of that positive community on the internet talking about a positive birth experience. So let's get started. So one thing I want to put it out there, that every pregnancy is different, every birth is different, every birth experience is going to be different. I'm here to share what worked for me. Maybe it will work for you, it may not. The best advice for that would be given to you by your doctors and by the person with whom you are going through this journey. For me, this is what my doctor suggested and what worked for me. But if this positivity helps you to gain a positive perspective towards your birthing experience, nothing like that. So having said that, let's get into the video. Let's get into the story first. I was almost 40 weeks pregnant. I had no signs of labor. I was even working at that time, my full-time job, even shooting a couple of videos because I just wanted to keep myself busy. But post 40 weeks, my doctor suggested that it is time, I think you should get induced labor, because otherwise it will become a little more complicated as the weeks go ahead. So we decided that, and I think on 19th of May I went into the hospital. I was induced, and with the induced delivery, what happens is the pains, let's not call it pains if it is going to be a positive video. For the purpose of it, I'm going to call it surges, because again, I don't want to associate that negativity with this experience. So I started getting surges immediately. So 4:30 p.m. I was induced, and 5:30 p.m. I started getting and feeling those surges. And it was quite normal because my doctor said that in an induced labor, you will start feeling them immediately. So it started, and I was into the experience very fast, even before my body could get used to what actually is a surge pain. And that was the first surges that I got there. Even the Braxton Hicks or whatever they call it, I never had those in those 7 to 8 months which they say you normally get those, you will feel those urges, but I did not get that. So all of a sudden it happened, and I was like, okay, this is nice, this is something new. And I had a couple of things that I had planned to do it, because most of the videos that I saw, they talked about it is all over mind over body. So you need to keep your mind engaged and let your body do whatever it is, traditionally knows to do, that is to birth a baby. So believe it or not, I'm not exaggerating, I actually had a playlist on my phone which said labor dance. Yes, I was actually dancing in my labor, because Bollywood music and grooving is basically what helps me relax, and I just get into some zone when I do that. So I had that playlist on my phone. I just started playing it and I started grooving. Of course not like Jingart, I was not jumping up and down, but I was grooving and I was enjoying my time. And my husband was just like sitting there looking at me. He's like, is this how labor is supposed to be? Why is this girl dancing? It was a monitored labor, so the doctors would come in and out and check my progress, or keep checking on me if everything is working fine, the baby's heartbeat are fine or not. But I was just enjoying. So almost 1.5 hours I went through those surges. and I was enjoying and I was grooving and all. Of course, I did feel something that is going on, but I did not pay attention because music was in my ears and I had just blocked out everything and I was just moving. Again, this is what worked for me. If you want to know whether a labor dance is useful for you or not, just talk to your doctor, okay? Please. So I just started grooving, and just like that, 1.5 hour was gone, and I started feeling a little tired. Not with my mind, I was actually enjoying it, but my body, since it was doing this job of bringing my baby into this world, I did not want to stress it even more. So okay, I thought like, let's take a little bit of rest, let's not get carried away. And at that point then comes my second tool, because before getting into the delivery, I had to take my manager actually was very kind enough. He said you need to take some rest, because you will just keep working and one day in the middle of the meeting you'll get up and you'll like, oh, I'm in labor, I'm going. So for like a week just before my delivery, I started watching Money Heist, and anybody who watches that, you know how addictive of a show that it is. So I actually kept last 2 episodes, I did not watch them. I thought that I will use these episodes during my labor so that I keep my mind engaged, and those 2 episodes were kept only to watch during that labor time. So it was, I think, last 2 episodes of the second part, and it is a 45 minutes episode. So again, I watched 2 of them, so again another 1.5 hours were just I had focused. I was sitting in a squatting position because that is what helps you open up and allows the baby, helps the baby to descend down. So I just was sitting in front of an AC because I was feeling really hot, and then I positioned my phone in front of me. I was sitting on a squatting position on a small stool there, and I watched almost for 1.5 hours. I was watching Money Heist, and I did feel those surges. I'm not exaggerating in saying that I didn't feel anything. I did feel those surges, but as I had occupied my mind into something else, I did not focus a lot on the surges and all the intense experience that was going on down there. Then it was around 10:30 or 11 in the night, and my doctor actually advised me to be seated, to sleep and to take some rest, because again it was an induced labor, so surges were coming very fast and the intensity was growing. And around 11 p.m. or so, they advised me to just sleep. And now here comes the most big. I was not able to dance. I was not able to look at something else. Now, of course, I had learned a lot of breathing techniques. I was practicing them, but somehow my mind was, focusing on how intense that, those surges are, and it was getting. It was getting a little real, to be honest, at that point of time. But I could not do anything else. But again, as I said, it is your perspective, right? What you do at that point of time. I could hear babies crying in the next room. I could see my husband, and I started thinking to myself that there are babies there. There are new mothers there who are just trying to rest. And if I am a little like and if I make those noises, it might disturb them. Although it was a private room, but I thought I should not disturb them in some way. And then my husband was like on this couch or like a second bed that was there in the room, and he was taking some rest. And I thought, if I deliver this baby tomorrow, I will get a lot of rest, but this human being here is going to be like all over the place. People will keep calling him. He has to coordinate a lot of things, so I think he also needs to get some rest. So I just did not even utter like nothing. I did. My husband used to keep checking, Ashu, okay, I'm like, yeah, absolutely fine. But I could feel those things, but I was like breathing through those. I have learned a lot of breathing techniques, so I started using them. But my mind was engaged into thinking that I don't want to disturb the other mothers, I don't want to disturb the newborns, I don't want to disturb my husband. And that's when I started going inside and actually being very present with myself, but of course, and also being very aware of what is happening in my body, but also making sure that my experience is not like, I don't trouble others with it. And believe it or not, all those who have gone through labor would know, if you are 4 or even like 5 centimeters dilated, the surges are so intense that there is some noise that is going to come out of your mouth and it is going to disturb others. But I tried to not do that. And my husband was actually sleeping, so he got a good 2 to 3 hours of sleep while I was going through this. Not to say that he didn't care, of course he cared, but then I didn't portray it on him that I am going through a lot, because otherwise then even he would be very weak, and then he would ask me like, do you want a C-section or all those. So I just didn't tell him anything. So he got a nice 2-3 hours sleep, and then later in the night, so around 12:30, 1:30, 2 a.m. or so, those surges started getting stronger and stronger, and I could feel them. I was breathing, but there were certain experiences that were happening, of course, but then that's again my perspective. I changed that, and I was thinking, what is going to happen if, you know, all the negative thoughts started coming. Again, this is very real, this is very honest. I don't want to tell you that I was a hero and throughout the night I was laughing and smiling and dancing. No, it did come to a point where I was like, am I even capable to do this? Although I had trained my body, I had exercised like for all entire 9 months, and I had taken care of the flexibility and whatever is needed for, you know, to birth a baby. I had done all this. Even when the day when I got induced in the morning, I did like a half an hour exercise, a good half an hour walk, and I went there. So my body knew, my baby knew what it is doing, but my mind kept interfering to say that, you know, maybe you're not good, maybe you won't be able to do this. And around 2 a.m. or so, the doctor came, the sister actually, she came in, she checked, and she was like, you are doing fine, and the baby is also like descending very properly, heartbeat of the baby is really nice. And I thought to myself, I have actually trained my body to, you know, do this, and it is, even if I'm not, it is just the nature's way. Crores and crores of mothers have already birthed the baby. My body knows what to do. My baby is awesome. The heartbeat is normal. He or she is coming down nicely. Then what is there for me to, why am I getting into this process? I just need to stay out of it and let that thing happen. And that's when I woke up my husband. I told him that I can go through this, but I need a little bit of support. But and he was sitting there, and the surges started getting stronger and stronger, and my legs actually started shaking. Now this is not to, you know, like scare anyone. This is what happens because, as I said, your body is working really hard to get a human being out of you. So my legs started shaking, and I was not, at this point also, I was not telling him how intense the experience was, and he saw and he's like, Ashu, your legs are shaking and you want me to do something. I said, in between surgeries, just give me a nice you know, massage, just pat those thighs and rub those thighs so I feel better. And he kept doing that, and around 3:30, 4 o'clock, it went, the things started getting so intense that I knew that my doctor had suggested, because my baby, when I was induced, was very high in the birth canal. So she said, if the baby doesn't descend till morning at 8:30, a C-section is planned, because we cannot wait any longer. And at 4 o'clock, I'm sitting there and thinking to myself, even after doing so much of yoga and so much of exercise, and I knew I could do this, I am sitting there and thinking that 4 a.m. and then my C-section is planned at 8:30 a.m. So I just have to get through 4.5 hours of this, and then it will be a C-section and my baby will be out and I'll be done with this. Again, not to scare you, but this happens. It is very real, and I'm being very honest by saying that these thoughts did cross my mind when things started getting a little bit more intense. And then when the sister came in, she checked and she's like, you already 5-6 centimeter dilated. I'm like, what? I've been sleeping here, I did not do my squats, I did not do anything, I was not bouncing on the ball. How am I even 5 to 6 centimeter dilated? Again, it changed my perspective that no matter what I do, my body knows what is going on and what it needs to do, and my baby is also fine because the heartbeats and everything was fine. Why am I getting into the way of it? But still at 4:30, I'm like, okay, another 4 hours to go and I'll go into C-section. Another 5 hours to go and I'm going into C-section. And I'm like, I was, there's this tug of war, right? My one mind, my body is doing what it needs to do, and my mind is like, okay, I don't think you can get through this. I don't think, another 4 hours. But I'm trying to convince my body and my mind, get through this for next 4 hours, and then it will be a C-section. I'm not even thinking of a normal delivery by then, because I was like, if this is so intense, if the baby comes out, how intense is that going to be? So all those thoughts are crossing my mind, but I'm still there standing or sitting and doing meditations and breathing techniques and all those things. And around 5 o'clock or some 5:15 a.m. the nurse comes and checks me, and she's like, you are dilated enough to push. I'm like, what? I am not. I don't want to push. I'm not going to push. I'm telling her that no, I think I need to wait. So she's like, okay, fine. By the way, in this entire time, I was like, of course I was feeling those surges, and now when I talk about it, I'm telling you the truth. But there I had that, you know, poker face, we say, that not to show anything, not to show like you are in this intense thing. The reason being, I thought if I did that, my husband will also start feeling weak and he will be like, maybe we should go for a C-section and all. But I just had a very nice, calm poker face, and I wouldn't say calm, but it was a poker face for sure. And my husband knew that things were getting intense, but I was trying to get through it. And that's when he also started supporting, and he said, it's okay, I know you're a strong girl, you can do this, you can do this. And 5:15 a.m., I remember 5:15 to 5:30 a.m. I don't exactly know what exactly was the time, but something happened, something burst open, and I was like, hey, is the baby out? And the sister came, says, no, your water broke, and I think it's time for you to push, so let's get into a wheelchair, let's get into the labor room. So they put me on a wheelchair, and I actually walked and sat on the wheelchair, and I'm like, this is getting a little intense. And she's like, yeah, now it is the time to push, so you will actually feel things, something trying to come out of you. But I actually could not feel what she was saying. It was just some pressure that was coming down. And when I came out, I was like, okay, I need a minute. And then I saw a father walking there. Of course, he's a father, like he was very tired, and I could actually see that. And he was going inside, and there was a baby again with a sound like, how those newborns make that sound. So he was walking inside that room, and all of a sudden I again became aware of the situation that, okay, I'm going to birth a baby, there are mothers around, I should not be loud or should make any noise. And what I'm trying to tell you with all this is that the entire experience, in the initial time I did try to focus on something else, but then it was a situation where I had to actually focus on myself and be actually aware of the surrounding. But nowhere did I lose control, or the way they show it in the movies that everybody's shouting. No. Again, as I said, every delivery experience is different, but I knew at that point of time, I was so aware that I need to take care of others also that are around me and not disturb them with my experience. So anyway, so I was put onto the wheelchair, and they took me down, and now comes the most hilarious part. Now this was the part where I was like, will I be brave at this point where I actually have to push my baby out? So while going through the lift, the sister called the doctor, and I was not aware of that. So I went, and they put me on the table and all those things, and she said, don't push. I'm like, what? I should push, right? She's like, no, don't push. The doctor is not here if you birth your baby. Like, are you kidding me? Get that doctor here. But the doctor was an angel. I mean, the sister had called her in the lift, and like within 7 to 8 minutes she was there. So 5:45 a.m. I was being taken into the labor room, and now the next 20 minutes, they were so hilarious. I don't know what was happening. The experiences were so intense, or what it was. I was actually laughing and talking to everyone. The doctor entered, and otherwise I would have seen my doctor always in a nice sari and all. And today she was dressed very nicely, casually. She just like she just came there, I think. So I'm telling her, doctor, you look so nice this way, why don't you dress up like this? And she's just looking at me. She's like, calm down, it's okay. And then as I said, the baby was a little up, so he had descended almost down, but they still had to use a vacuum. So doctor was telling me, vacuum vaporna. So we are going to use this vacuum. You know how they use it in 3 Idiots? That's what we are going to do. And he's a doctor, so the pediatrician was standing there. So he will push your baby from top, and then we will pull it out with the vacuum. So I looked at the doctor, and I'm like telling him, doctor, Raju Rastogi was there, right? While pushing, he's like, yeah. So that girl slapped that Raju Rastogi. So I hope I don't slap you. And he's looking at me. He's like, is this girl gone crazy because she's talking all these things? And I was actually laughing, and then I could feel the urge, and I'm like, Bada yaitsa hai ka bahir? I'm talking to the baby. Everyone around there is like laughing, and they are smiling, and it was this hilarious. I'm not even kidding. I didn't think at that point it was hilarious. Now when I think about that entire 20 minutes that happened in that labor room, I feel it was so hilarious of an experience. Everyone was laughing, and I was just like, I don't know how Chandler says, hi, I'm Chandler, I laugh when I'm nervous. So it was like, hi, I'm Ashwini, I laugh and make jokes when I am apparently in delivery. So she said, she gave me a couple of pointers, and she said that you have to push now, and you have to give that. And I was like, okay, now this is the time I have to push, and I have to do this. And she said, push really hard. And then I just pushed, and I pushed one. That was just one. I was not crying. I just with an intense experience, when you lift your voice and like this you do. So I just pushed. I was like, it's up. I'm like, huh? Is that over? Is my baby out? And she's like, yeah, he's out. So I was like, I was so surprised because I thought like I'll have to push for good half an hour, 45 minutes, and within 2 pushes, first I pushed and I wanted to push, but the doctor was not there. And second time when I pushed, the baby was out. So 5:45 I went inside, and 8 a.m. Is his birthing time, and he was out, and they took him, and I was just looking at him, and then I was being stitched up and all those things, and I could see him. They were cleaning him up, and they were doing all those sort of things, and I was just sitting there thinking, is this over? Is this over already? Because last night, when, as I said, it was like 11:30 a.m. and everybody was like asleep, and I didn't want to disturb anyone. I just went into the bathroom, and because I could not do anything, I just had a moment to myself. I looked at myself because I had put on makeup and everything. I said, oh, if I'm meeting my baby, I'm meeting all dressed up. But I was wearing that maternity gowns that they give there, but at least I could look good. So I put on a lot of makeup, and while I was doing that, I was saying, baby, please come out by the time I still have this makeup on, don't wait till mama makeup gets faded away, and please come down. And it happened exactly like that. Even before my makeup could go out, my baby had come out. It was such an amazing experience. And most importantly, I was very surprised, like, is it already done? Is it already done? I'm just keeping and asking everybody there, is it done? Is it done? It's like, yes, you are done. And I don't know, it was a different, I would not say very exciting or very happy. I was like a very stable mind after I delivered. I was just very surprised that it happened so fast and so quickly, and I was so grateful that I got to experience this kind of a birth. And that's why I decided that I will share it with everyone, because maybe God would be kind to you, and you also would have that kind of an experience. I wish that upon you. But again, I would say that there were a couple of things that I did earlier to get this normal delivery. Of course, I was exercising, and I was following certain channels which helped me to get that positive mindset, as I said. So one of them was Pregnancy and Postpartum TV. Links will be in the description for you or any of your girlfriends who are going to go through that experience. Please share it with them, it will help them a lot. Also, I practiced a lot of affirmation meditations, because as I said, at one point of time your body is doing what it needs to do, but your mind keeps coming in between and saying, probably you don't know how to do this. So for that, I had prepared through proper affirmations and proper meditations and some breathing techniques. Again, there is a wonderful channel for that. I'll leave that link also down in the description below. And I hope this video has given you a positive way of looking at this whole birthing experience, with a normal delivery, without a normal delivery. Even if you have a C-section, you yourself, whoever is going through this birthing experience, has the right to decide what kind of birth experience you want to achieve, and you will, I'm sure, will achieve that. Because with me also, I had decided that I will give my 100% for a normal delivery, but if it doesn't happen, because my doctor was really nice, she said, don't be biased towards any type of delivery. The most important thing is your baby being healthy, and everything else does not matter by that time, like whether it's a C-section or a normal delivery, does not matter. So you also please have that positive mindset, and I hope this video helped you. Again, everything related to what helped me with my journey, pregnancy, and with the delivery will be in the description. That's all for today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.